Arletta Unleashed, and we are absolutely thrilled that you have joined us today. Today I have the pleasure and the honor of speaking with our featured guest, the most passionate couple on the planet, Suzanne and Satyan Raja. We're having a luscious conversation on igniting passion now, how to have lasting, sizzling, sexy romance. Welcome, Suzanne and Satyan, to the call.
Well, thank you, Arletta. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for having us. We look forward to creating some steam and some passion with everyone who's listening in on today, all right?
Yes, that is the idea. Well, before we get started and dive right into the topic, can the both of you share with our audience how you began your fascinating journey and what led you to becoming passion igniters and relationship experts? And what is the driving source of your passion that fuels you to empower couples in having lasting moments?
Well, we met 25 years ago.
More than that. We met more than 25 years ago.
We've been together 25 years. For 25 years. We actually met in high school, which is a long time ago. And what was interesting is we were our first relationship coaches to each other.
For each other. She had a boyfriend, I had a girlfriend, and we coached each other on, and those relationships didn't work out back then in high school. You understand, the age you're at. But after high school, there was this little wink we saw between each other, and because we already had a deep friendship, then it just started to bloom, and then we decided to get together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the thing is that we came from two completely different backgrounds, two different sides of the world. Satyan came from his background is from the East, and mine's from the West, and it was really coming together of two worlds. And having known each other from when we were so young, and knowing a lot about each other, we had a lot that we wanted to bring to the relationship, and we had a lot that we were bringing already with our backgrounds. And so what we wanted to do was create something brand new, something that was fresh, exciting, and something that would last for a lifetime. And so even at that young age, we knew that we wanted to do something different. And so that's what took us on the road that we're on right now.
We also had challenges along the way. Obviously, in 25 years, two different ethnic backgrounds, all types of differences between us as men and women. And so what we did is we overcame those challenges. We dove into how can we create our passion in the midst of the challenges of work, health, business, family dynamics, and all the, having teenagers, children. And we have to say in our heart, in a humble way, that we came across the best of the best learnings, understandings, teachings, and experiences. And our passion is we've seen so many couples have challenges. And also they're doing good, but they wish they could go even further. So we decided to take the great passion we have between us and serve many people. And that's been our passion. So we call ourselves passion igniters.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, it's such a joy and a pleasure, even just watching your videos, because the obvious is so obvious, the passion and energy between you, and it's just inspiring. Like, oh, that's great. It's inspiring to me, and I'm sure to everyone else who sees them, and as far as showing what possibility is in relationship, especially after 25 years. So I just want to thank you for that, because we don't see that, and to actually see it makes it that much more real and believable. And that's why I so wanted the both of you to participate in the summit, because I think that is so key. Because that's one of the components that's missing a lot of times from the information that the different relationship experts give. So, what would you say is missing in today's relationship training, relationship education, and books? As you were saying, the both of you were able to access some of the best. Could you share with us what's missing and what would you include in that fire, that mix?
Well, there's a lot of great information out there. We've studied with some of the greatest teachers out there in terms of relationship, and benefited a lot from that. And what we've realized, though, is that just like you were saying, when you watch us on video and you get to see and experience our passion, that is the thing that we really feel is missing out there, and that we were looking for as a couple, is that show us an example of it. Like we're hearing all about these great things that you can do and what you can do if this happens or that happens, but show us an example of you actually in an experience, and show us how you get out of that experience, or show us how you deepen your experience. Show us, and when you show us, we can have that. We can really get it. And that's what we feel is missing, is that actual experience of it. And that's what we're here to offer.
You see, there's I as a guy, my time, and I have a lot of men like myself that are like, oh, I don't want to do relationship stuff or read a relationship book, and it's because our gears are more oriented towards having more freedom in our life, right? So a thing that's missing for a lot of men is there's a lot of know-how that we can get online, we can read and all of that. But as Suzanne was sharing, what about real life examples? People who are living passion, have been doing it for a long time, and that can show others and transmit and transfer the experience of passion. So that's the number one weakness. And what we decided to do is, rather than just give ideas, let's show people how to do it so that they can have the experience and take it home much faster.
So you most certainly are succeeding in accomplishing that, because what I can just say from personal experience, and I'm sure many of my listeners would agree, that we always hear about how you can have passion, especially maintain passion, lasting passion, but we don't really believe it because it's so rare that we encounter in our experience. And so, yes, that's pretty awesome how both represent that. So, along with the showing of it, as you demonstrate so well in your videos, are there any other things that you're going to add to the mix, or do add to the mix, to give couples something definite to not just see and experience, but also to work with?
Absolutely. We give couples experiences, and there's some fundamentals. And, one of the things is to understand what passion is and what passion is not. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't even understand what passion is, what kills it, what makes it die, and what makes it grow and makes it grow strong. So Suzanne and I would love to share with everyone what passion is, what polarity is, and how to make it better than ever.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So passion is what we call sexual polarity. And sexual polarity is a magnetic arc of attraction between lovers. So that's what that thing is. That's what that's what the fireworks is,
You know that when you have two magnets, North Pole and South Pole, and they're drawing each other together, and it's like they have to come together, That's the magnetic arc of attraction. And when that's strong, man, passion and what we call polarity, meaning two poles of the spectrum, come together and fireworks happen. Sexually, emotionally, intellectually, you can't get enough of each other. And that's a powerful thing to have.
And so you're either doing one of three things. You're either attracting each other, which means you're strengthening and creating and enjoying each other, or you're repelling each other, or you're neutralizing each other. And so you've got to know which one of those you're doing, so that then you can create the very sparks that you want to start igniting. That's what we call it, igniting your passion.
Yes, Arletta, unfortunately, a lot of couples don't realize that they're neutralizing their passion for each other. They're letting it fade away. And eventually you let it fade away, it builds, the distance builds. The loneliness builds. You could be sitting in the same car, living underneath the same roof, and you feel distant. And it hurts, you know? And then eventually, unfortunately, that leads to the 51% and growing divorce rate. Or even worse, you're repelling each other, meaning you're killing and squashing the passion that's wanting to be there. And that's because you don't know some simple differences between men and women. And that's what Suzanne and I strive to get into is what are these differences? How can we use them instead of killing and neutralizing each other to strengthen and enjoy each other's polarity?
Okay. Okay. So what are those differences, or some of those differences?
Well, the differences are what we call the masculine vibe and the feminine vibe. And the masculine vibe, Satyen.
So, you see, here's the differences, the main differences between those of us who have more of a masculine vibe and those of us who have more of a feminine vibe. The main difference is that, let's say, for example, I'm in my masculine vibe, which I'll explain in a second. Suzanne is in her masculine vibe. Well, if you take a north pole of a magnet and another north pole of another magnet, what happens, Arletta?
You're repelling each other.
Exactly. And if you take two magnets and you both are being masculine or you both are being feminine, then you're going to repel each other. It's natural. It's physics. So what the masculine vibe is made of three aspects. All right, you ready for that?
I'm ready.
The first one is having presence, meaning filling the room with the presence of who you are. And most women have told us that they find their man or men sexy, whether it's a movie star or someone who's known to be a famous sexy movie star, or even their own man, when he's totally there, present, undistracted, with deep eye contact, and he's sensing you. He's feeling you. You know what I'm talking about?
That's irresistible. Absolutely. I totally know what you're talking about. Yes.
The other part of the masculine vibe is claim. And claim is that feeling, not from a macho 1940s or 50s way, but that feeling of, you're my woman. I love you so deeply. I'm taking you wherever I go. It's that claim of her heart from his heart. And that, many women, my wife finds, and a lot of women find sexy as well. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, that is just, love it.
Yes. I'm sure all women find that sexy.
And
Yes.
the next part of the masculine vibe is penetration. And penetration means, and this is a bit risque, obviously there's sexual penetration, but this is deeper. This is soul to soul penetration, eye gaze to eye gaze. That feeling that I am already in my woman and that I love her so deeply that I'm not letting her go. I'm holding her strong against my chest. So when us as men turn up the dial of our masculine vibe, which is having deeper presence, having that sense of claim, you're my woman, taken up a notch, and having that sense of penetration, I'm already within her body, her heart, her being, her sexuality, then that just creates fireworks. But it only works if the other side is happening, and that's when the feminine vibe is strong.
Okay, let me tell you about the feminine vibe. So, if you can imagine some really sexy, sensual dancers. I mean, last night we went out and we went and we saw a show where there was, these really hot Latin dancers where they were just so hot and sexy. And you wonder, why is that? Well, Satyen was talking about the masculine vibe and how we as women love our man to be present. You can imagine these dancers, this man being really present, claiming her and being able to just look at her and just draw her close and enter her in every single way. Well, we want that. But what does he want? And you got to imagine these dancers. Well, if he's coming in and being present, he wants her to be invitational. And that's one aspect of the feminine vibe, is inviting. It's like alluring with her eyes, with her body, with her sexuality, with her
Yeah, baby.
divine openness. You know, she's drawing him in. She's saying, "Come on over, baby," you know, in every single way. And then if she wants him to be claiming her, well, hey, she's got to surrender. She's got to be able to let go and relax any resistance she has to completely being opened and splayed by him and eaten and devoured. And so that surrender's got to be just alive in her. And then entering her. She wants to be entered and taken in every single way, penetrated. Well, in order for him to want to penetrate her, she's got to be able to express her pleasure from every single way, from light to dark, from bright to wild and crazy, all of it. And so it's an exciting opportunity to create your art with your partner. And that's what this feminine and masculine vibe is all about.
Wow. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm loving over here. Now you know why we're 25 years getting hotter and hotter, because these simple dials, when you become aware of them and you turn them up for each other, man, sparks keep going on, you know?
Right, and then it has a momentum, and it can keep increasing.
Absolutely.
Oh, that is lovely. Oh, how exciting is that? Wow. Okay. So we have identified the three feminine aspects and masculine aspects. And learning how to, I guess, increase those or increase your embodiment of those. Do you have any specific tools or practices or exercises that you would suggest?
Well,
Because, like, for example, what Suzanne was saying as far as the three different things for women, those sound so luscious and so delicious, but at the same time, a woman can find those surrender, for example, to be a challenge because it kind of goes against the grain of our programming and, you know, the whole modern woman persona and that type of thing. So, for example, like with the surrender, do you have any specific suggestions as far as helping women transition into that or to amplify that particular quality?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, like the example that I gave of these dancers,
Latin
these
dancers.
Latin dancers, or any passionate dancers, when I give you that description, you can feel that, you can get that image, you have the thoughts in your mind, you've got that body sensation, you can create that by that experience that I've just given you. I've illustrated that experience. That's, you can get a sense of it. Well, how you can learn it even more so, and what we are really emphasizing is about having that experience. And once you have that experience, you get what we call a transmission. And I can tell you about surrender, or I can show you surrender.
Right.
And you will get that in your body, embodied on a way that you learn far more than what I would say to you. And so it's all about creating more and more experiences.
Okay.
So, you know, Arletta, what we created is our video blog, which is free for everyone. And we've got thousands of followers internationally. And what Suzanne and I do we put out videos every single week for men and women to watch that are not just about the know-how, but they deal with all these aspects of creating passion, the masculine vibe, the feminine vibe. And Suzanne gives demonstrations and exercises that everyone can clue in on, and so do I, so that it's not just in our heads, but that you get that transferable vibe of it, that energy. So we've made that available, and our mission is to touch as many couples as we can, and we really appreciate you helping us get that message out as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll go a little later on in the call and tell everyone who's listening how they can go and check those out, because anyone, whether they're single or in a relationship, need to subscribe to Ignite Passion now. Because, I don't know, every time I watch a video, I'm totally turned on and excited and inspired. and immediately wants to go and implement whatever the particular video was in my own relationship. And we can never have too much of that. Too much inspiration and too much being turned on, no. So now that you have shared with us the way to ignite and amplify passion, what are some of the passion killers? What are some of those?
Passion killers.
Well, the first of all that you have to realize is that many of us don't even realize that we are doing these unconsciously. We've identified 5 primary passion killers, but let's go into 1 or 2 of them so that we can give them the time needed, okay? And
Sure.
the thing is that we're doing them and we don't even realize it, but when we become aware of these passion killers, then we can go, hey, let's stop poisoning the relationship and let's start turning it around. And if it's already good or already excellent, what can we do to make it even more amazing, more powerful? So the first one, Suzette.
Well, the first one would be aimless collision course. Yeah, that's when you are completely not aligned in the same direction. You're drifting apart. You're not aligned in your goals, your aims. Like there's nothing that's bigger to lift you up.
You know that you ever had that feeling where you're not heading in the right direction together, or you don't know where you're going with each other, or there's a feeling of flatness that you wish there was something bigger that you both were aligned around. Well, that's the aimless collision course. If you don't have something bigger, my friends, something that's inspiring you, a bigger purpose, a bigger vision, a larger goal that keeps you both together, stronger when the challenges get in the way or mediocrity gets in the way, then you're heading in for a crash. So that's the number one, passion killer, and that's not going or not being aligned in where you're going together.
So, do you have any suggestions on how would a couple work on that, or identify a larger purpose or vision, or even, connect and see if they even have that in common?
Absolutely.
So they can connect or agree with.
Absolutely. One of the things that we guide couples into doing is to get together, in our live events or, in our videos. Sometimes we guide couples to sit down, to face each other, to take a few hours off, to go for a stroll in the park together, or even go for a romantic, getaway weekend where you're just with your partner, yourself, perhaps other couples who have the same intention, and ask this very important question of each other without any distractions.
You ask yourself, you ask each other, what is our biggest why? Like, why are we together? Where are we going together?
Where are we going? Yeah. And when you just take the time to listen without interjecting each other or making each other wrong or throwing in your opinion, you just hear. You hear with the ears of your ears. You allow your soul to open to your lover. And when you ask them, hey, where would you like to head together? What is the direction you'd love to go together with me? And you go back and forth asking that with honesty, with tenderness, and with real care and real presence for each other. And what's amazing is something will emerge when you keep asking this, a deeper and deeper direction. Our belief is that there's a direction for each couple already within themselves. They just have to uncover it. And when you sink and you get in line with that direction, wow, your relationship takes on more than just a sexually passionate hue. It also takes on a richly rewarding and spiritually and emotionally rewarding place as well.
Wow, that is so succinctly, so well put. It's obvious. I mean, it's interesting how that is something that's obvious. It seems like it would be obvious, to have a common direction. But I could say that I would think most couples and most relationships lack that because we're never really taught or instructed to identify that, especially from jump. It would make everything easier. That's an awesome point. Wow, wow. Well, okay, okay. Well, what's number two? You said you had another one that you wanted to share.
Yeah, here's another one. Another one would be what we call righteous me. And righteous me is when you're focused on your own needs and desires, and you're forgetting about your partner, and that's your lover, your beloved, and it's like your needs, your desires are first, and you get stuck in your own point of view and your own opinion. So you've dug your heels in, and it's really all about you.
You see, unfortunately, as youngsters, we didn't get all the components that we wanted to feel full, acknowledged, and loved, and free. Our parents did our best in whatever way they could, but, it's almost impossible to fulfill everything. And unfortunately, as adults, sometimes we still unconsciously look for our partners to fulfill the aspects that our parents didn't give us. Acknowledgement, love, a type of, however it is for each person, a specific type of touch, a specific type of way of communicating. Some people like to receive love in forms of gifts. Some people like to receive connection in forms of speaking about it. Some people don't want to hear about it. They want to see actions. It's different for each person. And when you're stuck in righteous me, it's about, you got to fill me first before I give anything back to you. That's a surefire attitude that's going to make your relationship suffer.
It's not a team anymore. You've forgotten who you are with, and when you go into righteous me, it's like you've drawn a curtain between you and your partner, and you're just speaking to yourself, really, because it's not inclusive of your partner. It's not realizing that they're actually loving you. They're actually cherishing you, caring for you, and you got together because you love each other. You got together because there's passion between you. But when you draw that curtain, you're completely forgetting about them. And soon enough, they will be gone because you'll have just taken them out of the picture by digging your heels in.
Wow, wow. So, in other words, could another way of describing that be just offering conditional love?
Yeah, that's another way of putting it.
That's another way of putting it, definitely.
You fulfill those conditions and I'll give you love.
Wow, wow. So what would you suggest would be a good way for either either partner in the relationship to communicate to the other from a very loving and open place what their needs are, and for them to be received, and also for the information to be exchanged, and so they each could start serving each other better?
Well, we call it loving bigger. That's the antidote to that passion killer, righteous mean. That's loving bigger. And Suzanne and I have created these experiences where couples can actually go from the me feeling of there's me over here, you over there, to a we where you're aligned to something. But even bigger than we is the hugest form of love, the biggest form of love, where you actually merge as one. Now this it can sound a little mystical, and you know what? In truth, it is. There is this feeling of merging so deeply with your lover that there's only one heart between you. And this is a very powerful and beautiful experience.
It's absolutely so beautiful when you realize that there's really only one person in the room, and it's not you, it's both of you. And when you get that sense of that one heart and pouring all of your love and all of your commitment and all of your dreams and desires into that one heart that's combined between you, then you start talking to that one heart. You start loving on that one heart. And like I was talking about that curtain that was drawn, you pull the curtain open and you include both of you in the conversation. So it's no longer just about my needs, but it's about our needs and how we can help to fulfill our needs together as a couple, as lovers.
Wow. Wow, that's another awesome distinction because just in general, I too am a connoisseur of relationship advice and expertise and that type of thing. And I've never heard it described that way, where you're actually communicating from a place of oneness and you're addressing our needs in terms of the relationship as opposed to just this is what I want or me, from the me perspective. Wow, I'm so excited because I'm not taking notes. I'm going to go back and listen to this and start seeing some key things I can implement just to enhance my relationship. Oh, this is exciting.
Yay!
Yay! Yes, I'm just seeing that when you were describing that merging and that oneness. That's I don't know. That's not just mystical. It's almost like essential. It's almost like it seems like that would be the essential aspect of.
It's what our heart and what our soul yearns for as men and women. We don't, in our deepest heart's yearning, we yearn to be so close that the boundaries of our separation dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
And that experience and dipping into that experience regularly is what's kept Suzanne and I so strong through all the adversities and challenges in life. And we've had our fair share, and I'm sure the world may bring even more through life. But we're not going out looking for it. But you know what? We have a sense that there's no back door. We don't have a secret exit getaway plan if this and this happens. And because that door is deeply sealed, it allows this depth of connection and conviction to grow within us. And you know what's amazing about this is everyone has this. It's not just us. I have seen people who've about to claw each other's eyes out at our live events on the brink of breakup, or someone has sent them to our event because they thought, this is your last chance, and within one experience of their heart connection becoming one, all of a sudden, all the crap that was in the way becomes so insignificant. Most couples realize that was just my ego, that was just my crap, and they're able to let go because they've found what is of most value and priority.
I think another key thing that you just said was about not having a secret back door. And I know a lot of times, just as a defense mechanism in relationships, we oftentimes carry in the back of our minds, if this doesn't work, I can always leave, or don't absolutely open ourselves up to being 100% committed. What would you suggest for someone who's kind of struggling or grappling with that? I know it's just a matter of making a decision, but sometimes some of our crab, as you said, can get in the way. Do you have any insight on how to go about really committing yourself fully to your relationship so you just move forward as opposed to vacillating?
Yeah, well, it comes back to, the first passion killer, which is aimless collision course. And our remedy for that was to get together and say, what is our biggest why together? Our biggest, deepest reason. And when you ask that of each other, at first you'll get superficial answers. Well, you're hot, I like you, we go well together, we have similar interests. But then if you keep asking that question of each other, deeper and deeper layers of your connection will reveal themselves. And then you'll get to a place where you know in your core that you wish to be together. And it's not coming out of have-tos or should-bes, or I should, or I'll be lonely, or I should because we're already married and we've done this much time together, and what will people say? What will I do alone if I'm alone? Those are all the subtle fears and egos that come up, or maybe big ones. But when you ask these questions and you deal with the passion killers one by one, and you allow yourself to be guided through the antidotes deeply, then what happens is that back door dissolves. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. And that's what Suzanne and I deeply enjoy. And it's not even work anymore. It's a pleasure. And that's our real key is to make this a pleasure, not work.
Right. Right. Wow. Wow. Just another great insight. Okay. So, what should be the priority in your life?
The priority should be your passion.
For each other.
Your priority should be your passion for each other. Absolutely. Absolutely and unquestionably.
You know, we have a saying with Ignite Passion now, and that's everything else can wait. And we mean it. Now, practically, what does that look like? You know, like we've got two amazing teenagers, a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old, and they're the love of our lives. We dote on them like most parents dote on their kids. But you know what? We found that if Suzanne and if we don't really put our passion first, guess what starts to creep in the way? The dog starts to creep in between us. The teenagers start to creep in between us. Work starts to creep in between us. Family members start to creep in between us. Everything else, the fridge that needs to be fixed, the shed that needs to be fixed, the roof that needs to be there's an unending list of things that show up on your fridge every day, a to-do list, if you know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
That life just keeps throwing at us. Well, we make sure every morning the top thing on that list is our love and passion and creating passion for each other. Then
Igniting. And that's the thing. That's what it's about, igniting passion now, right now, with each other. Just keeping that as the intention with each other. So like Satyan said, it's so true. We wake up first thing in the morning and we look at each other and we're great. We talk about what we're grateful for. We talk about, I am so, what we actually do is we feel blessed every single morning that we're given another day together. I mean, this isn't something that's taken for granted. It's like, oh my gosh, I've got you today. I got you today. Thank God, or whoever you want to thank for that I've got you. And because of that, let's ignite some passion today.
Wow. What a awesome way to wake up in the morning.
Definitely.
it is because, I as a guy, Suzanne looks at me and she'll share with me what she's grateful for about me. And sometimes it's sensual and sexual. And, I don't want to give too much away, but, to honor our privacy. But as a guy, I love being acknowledged sexually as a warrior, as a lover, and to be given gratitude for that. It gives me the jazz and the power to face my day, knowing that I've got a incredible wife who's turned on by me sexually, spiritually, psychologically, intellectually,
Yeah, and I mean the same way for me, it's about showing how passionate you are for each other. And for me, being awoken in the morning, we're just talking about morning. I mean, this can be all through the day, and this is all through the day. But, being awoken in the morning and feeling cherished by Satyan and him doing little things to make me feel like, wow, I'm his woman, I'm the one that he's excited to wake up next to. And the little things that he does to remind me of that, just, it's like, wow, yeah, that gets me started.
Yes, absolutely. You'll start as a woman feeling whole and full and loved. Yeah. Wow.
And that can be as little as, as a massage, or as great as a complete sexual meal. It's whatever you want to do.
And we share this, as I was sharing with you on our video blog, because as a guy, I like to get inspired and get ideas from other guys, because I personally can start running out of them myself, and when I'm not in a creative mode, I like to tap in and get other guys. And this is what I really love about our Passion Igniting community, is that it's not just us. Men share with us men on, hey, what they're doing that's working. Sometimes they're sharing what's not working so we can avoid those things. And we have ladies, in their relationships, as well as Suzanne, who share about what's working in their relationship, what little fun thing that they did today. And when we plug into these things and we try them out in our own way, then it becomes a fun thing. And as like I said, it's to go from the idea that relationship must be worked on and is a chore and is heavy duty to making it a joyful, pleasurable experience. And that's what we're all about.
And just know too that, if you're parents that have children, know that these kids are going to grow up someday and you're going to be together for the rest of your life, hopefully. And you're going to want the rest of your life to be passionate. And if you don't have kids, also know that your intention is to be together for a long, long time. And you don't want it to feel like a long time. You want it to feel like the first time. And it can be like the first time, straight along. You can have that passion that you had before you had kids, before life set in, before all the work and everything else started. You can have that passion alive daily, moment to moment. And that's the exciting opportunity that's available for you here.
Yes, yes, that's beyond exciting. It's almost like it's like a prayer answered. It's like a prayer answer. So we thank you for answering that prayer, because I'm sure all couples have that hope and that dream, and so now they can experience that as a reality. That is awesome. So is passion learnable?
Well, we've tried to learn. I've tried to learn passion over the years, and it's been difficult to learn passion. But to really get passion, to be able to embody passion, to be able to have a deep knowing of it, well, yes, that's absolutely possible.
We feel it's not learnable through your mind, through the intellect. The intellect can only go so far, but it's definitely transferable. You can rub off on each other, It's like, I'm into martial arts, and it's I have to tell you, it's hard to learn martial arts over just reading about it. But when you have a mentor or a guide or someone who's really good at it, and you're wrestling with, like I like to do wrestling, and I'm wrestling with them and grappling, then it's transferable. And
when you had asked the question about surrender and, can a woman learn about surrender? I don't think a woman can learn surrender. I think she can get it fully in her body by it being transferred by something that she's experienced. And in the same way for a man, he can get it fully in his body, what presence means, by having that experience of presence from other men and other, passion igniters that really have got it. And so you can get it, definitely.
Yes, to learn it, no, or not so much.
Well, I don't think so. Personally, we don't think you can learn it. We think you can get it, though.
Right. Okay. So, I know now is a great time for you to tell the listeners about your Passion Pulse quiz and exercises and all of that. Can you tell us more about that?
absolutely. Suzanne and I, what we did was, we in our 25 years together, and now it's been over about 14 years of coaching. We've had the privilege of coaching over 10,000 people, like over 5,000 couples and singles internationally from every background that you can think of. And we identified 10 specific areas where couples are either present to, they're aware of, or they're not aware of, and they're suffering. And we put together this really fun quiz, and we call it the Passion Pulse. And it's available totally free, and it's downloadable at our website, which is ignitepassionnow.com, ignitepassionnow.com, ignitepassionnow.com. And it's a free download. And what it is you download it, you print it off, and you go through this quiz. You can do this alone, or you can do it with your lover. And it's going to really reveal where and what you're doing right, what's working, so you can pat yourself on the back and celebrate. Hey, I'm doing that good. I'm a natural at. That's what I'm really excellent at.
And you can find out, we're actually needing some improvement in this, or we didn't know we didn't do this, and let's find out how we can. Let's find out how we can improve an area of, let's say, how we can entice each other. Oh, are we enticing each other? We can learn how to do more of that with each other. So it's an exciting opportunity to get that experience. And there's just different areas where you can look into your relationship and go, I could use more of that. Or, gee, I didn't know that we didn't actually do that. So let's find out how we could do more of it.
So that's a Passion Pulse quiz, and that's totally downloadable. You get that for free, and you get to experience that and enjoy filling in all the blanks,
And you can do it over and over and over again and see where you're at as you go along, month to month. We do it as often as we can because we want to sharpen our ability to be passionate.
Oh, okay. So you could actually do it on a regular basis to kind of get the pulse of where you are with passion in your relationship.
Yeah, we recommend it because you want your pulse to be healthy.
And also, you'll find out as you change, as the tides change, different eras, different times, different ages, you'll need to focus on different areas. And this will bring into like a magnifying glass exactly where you need to focus on so that your passion goes from mild to wild to wherever you want it to go, okay?
Wow.
And then you'll also be part of, when you download that, you'll be part of our Passion Igniting community. And these videos that Suzanne and I were talking about, our daily videos, the videos that I put out for men,
and I put out for women,
those come right to your email box. It's totally free. And what we ask is if you're inspired by those and it's touching your own life, our mission is to make a dent in the divorce rate, to bring it down. And so that what we ask is, if you're enjoying what we're doing, help get our message out, get these videos out to other couples, because we know all the couples out there could use passion igniting tips,
Be a passion igniter. Ignite passion everywhere you can. If you're ignited and you're passionate, then we want you to share these videos with everyone you know so that we can uplift the world. This is how we get to live in a more happier, more juicier, more inspired place, is by having more couples hot.
Yes. That's an amazing vision. Actually, not a vision, but you're making it a reality. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, that simple thing, the not simple but profound thing, as far as the passion, keeping that alive and growing, it makes a difference. It would definitely shift everything. So I know you have the quiz, and you have the awesome, amazing videos, and you do some other types of programs and workshops. Are any of those available here in the United States at this time?
Absolutely. We've got new live events that we're putting out all over. And if you go onto our website and you download the Passion Pulse, you'll be also put on our VIP list for couples. So what that means is you'll be the first to be notified of when these live events are, where they are. We have them in exotic locations. We have couples getaways where couples can get away just for a weekend and dive into passion igniting for each other. And wherever you are, anywhere, what Suzanne and I have also created is, if you want to have your own getaway weekend or getaway date, we've created this thing called Ignite Passion Now Virtual Experience. And what it is there are date nights that are guided, exotic, erotic, fun, beautiful, juicy date nights that Suzanne and I guide you through, and they're all on DVD. So you simply, if you don't know what do we do tonight? I'm not sure. We've done this, we've done that, we've gone to the restaurants, we've gone to the shows, we've gone for dinner, and you're looking for something enticing, something that's like, woo, let's create the sexiest night that we've ever had. You simply take one of these DVDs, You set some time aside. Make sure there's no kids around. Okay, really important. You lock the doors and you bring a laptop or put it in your wherever there's a TV, and you put a DVD on. And Suzanne and I guide you step by step through the most erotic, heart-opening, sexual and spiritual and
just
deep connection here. It's beyond words, but we're going to be your guide for that. And that's available on, when you go to our website, ignitepassionnow.com, you can find out about that there as well.
Oh, well, that's definitely something I absolutely must have. Wow. Love it. I love it. I wasn't even, I don't think I was aware of that product. That's news to me. Oh, this is so exciting.
It's something brand new we've created. We created 10 date nights because a lot of couples came to us and they said, hey, what do we do tonight? We love each other, but we're bored of the same old, same old. And so Suzanne and I rolled up our sleeves. We went into video production and we said, what would be the most enticing and erotic and juicy dates for us?
For us, that's the thing. I was so glad that you said that, because that's it. We went in and did what would we love? What inspires our passion? And we really, you really get to experience us, with our 10 separate, and they're completely different dates, experiencing our passion. And our hope, our desire is and continues to be igniting your own passion by seeing us, by getting our transmission of our passion, and just passing that right along.
Yeah, they're like different experiences. One of them's like the seduction experience. One of them's like the Casanova experience. And another one is cleaning the slate, getting the crap in the way that's holding you back. And other ones are really risque, a little too controversial to share right now. You just got to experience it, all right?
Have to experience it. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure that makes everyone even more titillated. They're like, ooh, oh, that's great. I'm so excited about getting mine.
Yeah, they're magic carpet rides, really. It's just, the turning on your laptop is just like getting on that carpet and off you go together. And who knows where you're going to end up, but we know for sure that passion will be ignited.
Yes, yeah, and that is the destination. That is the destination. Huh. Okay, are there any last thoughts? I mean, this call has been absolutely amazing. I've been so blessed with all of the speakers that I've invited, because every call has gone above and beyond. And and there's so much. I'm still kind of trying to assimilate all the different information that I've received from the both of you. And I'm sure my listeners are having similar experiences. Any last thoughts to our listeners as far as them? You've convinced. Well, I was already on board, but now I'm even more committed. But in encouraging them to join this passion igniting movement. And any last thoughts?
Well, putting your lover first is really, really so much about what this is about. And really knowing that you really are one, and feeding and watering and just loving that one that is the two of you, that is the most important thing in the world, is really what we want to leave you with a real sense of today.
And what I'd like to share from my heart to everyone listening here is that the greatest freedom that I've experienced in my life, real freedom, is when I've put passion, the heart of passion, as the priority of my life, as the central priority of my life. My business has grown, my health has deepened and become more stronger. My relationship with my children has grown stronger, and my ability to make a difference, leave a contribution, leave a legacy has deepened and has become far more fulfilling since I've made passion the core, passion with my lover, my Suzanne, the core of my life. So what I shared to all of us and to you guys is ignite passion now.
Because everything else can wait.
Well, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I just want to extend my gratitude and appreciation for your commitment to passion and to this movement, and raising all of our awareness of how centrally important it is, and for sharing that. So thank you for standing in that and sharing that with you. And
Well, thank you. Thank you, Arletta.
I just remind everyone to go definitely check out Suzanne and Sachin's website, www.ignitepassionnow.com, and absolutely download the Passion Pulse quiz and incorporate that into your relationship and your love life. And also be sure to subscribe to their videos, because they will show you and be able to transmit to you the experience of maintaining passion and igniting it. Thank you so much again for everything, and I appreciate you being on the call.
Our pleasure and joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.